Oh, hello everybody. Welcome back. This is definitely a late night stream. I was just kind of sitting around today, not sure what to do, and decided I would revisit Adam Laserbeam. And that is mostly because we have kind of unintentionally, kind of intentionally, stumbled into a nice bonus for us. So I am going to get Adam Laserbeam up to speed here. Um, and hopefully it'll put us on a little bit better trajectory toward our Omega. Because right now I am absolutely struggling to figure out a more reliable way to make ISK at Tech 6. I can of course use um I can of course use the Concord Pass and the skill chips, but that is extremely slow. So, we'll get more into this conversation, but I just gotta get this character up and running. Right, so we are back in New Eden. Currently, we are more about the solo life. We really enjoy PvE on this character, and that should give us that bonus there. And now we have the welcome back page here. We need to train a tech skill, activate a ship, destroy the enemy forces. Yeah. We've done all of that already, so let's go ahead and do a skill if we have anything available. I really don't know. That's Tech 7. Yeah, we've kind of maxed those out. Oh, good. We can hit train now on that and finish that off. Ah, that worked out nicely. Alright, so that should complete that mission. Ah, I had to activate it. Okay. I guess I need to choose another skill here. Let's go ahead and do another one of these. 111,000 skill. Just to do that. Really? Alright, hold on a minute. Maybe I was too fast for it. Let's find another skill. Alright, so that's how that works. Yeah, late night stream today, Snoopy. How you doing today? Alright, let's go back to our review here. Activate a ship. I've already done that, so that should complete. Destroy enemy forces. Eliminate an enemy cruiser.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking.
Let's go ahead and do that. You're a little bit tired, but you're fine. Well, if you need to go to sleep, that is perfectly fine. And so this is a really not normal streaming time for me.
Warp drive active.
I feel like I need to increase the settings here. Yeah, I figured it's fine for me as well. I don't have any work tomorrow, so...
We're under attack.
We are here. Hello, Topsoid. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, laser playthrough is... It's fun, but it's definitely suffering if you're stuck in alpha. You could be flying things like... You could be flying things like, a succubus right now if you had Omega. But, nope. No Omega, no succubus. Because it requires advanced skills. I'll be honest, I would much prefer to be in a succubus right about now. Hi, Ethan, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Seems the fit is still working quite nicely. Having no problems whatsoever here. Not that I would expect them to make it hard as a returning player from a long break. I will have to apply to a corporation with this character to get the bonus that I'm looking for. So I will probably apply to my alt corporation. Just because that's just a normal place for me to be. At least up until this character gets to Tech 10. Once it's like Tech 8, I'll probably be in a Nightmare, and a Fiend, and a Phantasm. Nice! 1100 DPS on the Daredevil. At one point, I had a Daredevil with like 1500 or 2000 DPS. It was complete paper DPS, but it was funny. One of those things I did just because I could. Honestly, the laser alpha's not doing too bad. Sometimes I forget how good of a ship we built, compared to the content we're actually doing. Ooh. That'll be interesting. Since the last time we played with, Alpha 2 Omega here, the laser playthrough, Adam Laserbeam, however many different names I can come up with. Since the last time we were playing with this character, a lot of updates have happened. We previously had the update for the passive armor, but there is now breakthrough modules and some new nanocores and different things. Shared missions. God, I would love to have a nightmare right now to do the shared missions. Do I have auto orbit off? There we go. Notice this guy's gonna kind of run away a little bit. When we get within 13 kilometers, we will be doing just fine. I don't remember what optimal I have set on this character. Looks like it should be somewhere around 12.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
Yeah, this setup is so good. It's just a standard Mauler, but it is just so good. About 500 DPS is what we're working with. I don't remember the bonuses we're getting completely. 4% armor res and 25% medium laser damage. Okay, not terrible. We've got a little bit more coming our way, though. That would be a really bad idea. But it would be fun, Snoopy. Throwing your 2 T4 burst raids on the ship. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and remove one of our reps here. Looks like there's only one Logi. Hi Jenner, welcome. Late night stream. Sorry for that. No, Snoopy never sleeps. She needs content. I think I still have that. This is Snoopy every time I go live. Alright, there we go. Let us go ahead and go back to our missions here. Now, I'm pretty sure that message said it dropped a bunch of stuff in Rain X.
Autopilot engaged.
You know what I can do is I can just turn off streaks.
Warp drive active.
We get all the way to the last day, I turn off streaks. Oh, we actually got a, an Omen trainer. We'll have to look at that, because we have the Mauler now, and I think we already had a Omen trainer at one point.
Warp drive active.
For that, we've got our maintenance support. I've also got to do my Concord pass. Bounty, time online.
Warp drive active.
Let's see here. Oh, I kind of need that 4 encounters thing. Isn't there like a 2 million ISK thing?
Warp drive active.
Yeah, look at that. That's what we want. That's what we're gonna be using. And actually, we should have a second one. After this.
Warp drive active.
I think. I think we'll have a second one after this. Which, by the way, for the returnees, you get some really nice bonuses. 100% repair cost reduce, 20% for task completion on encounter missions, and manufacturing time is faster. Would love to get my hands on this, but that is
Docking
not part
request
of the
accepted.
Alpha 2 Omega. That is not the way we do things here on this. Would love to, though. I love that it takes you to the Young Jung. That's hilarious. Okay, let's see here. We got a couple of skill chips here. Cruiser Command, we already have those skills. And Cruiser Engineering we already have. So that's a nice amount of ISK coming back to us. Let's go ahead and complete one encounter mission.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking.
What were you in?
Destination reached. Warp drive active.
Or what were you flying? Oh my.
We're under attack.
Ah, so I have my orbit set to 7 kilometers.
We're under attack.
Is that because of the Nosferatu? Yeah. That was because of the Nosferatu why it's so short. Boy, I tell you what, when I go to do the Iron Man challenge, the first thing I'm doing is just letting that character sit there until I get the returnee bonus. I need every advantage I can get in the Iron Man challenge. Oh god, brought you down to 23% shield? Did you have to warp out? Or was that like super quick damage and then you warped out? Nice. You were able to kill the Cyan as well? You had to warp out, okay. What can we get from the other bonuses from the returnee? Alright, so we get a nanocore material box, or, yeah, a Will of Steel nanocore box, huh?
Enemy ships detected.
That doesn't really help me. Had to turn on auto attack. That way I'm not doing nearly as much. Oh man. That means you need to integrate martial melody into your Cobra. Means you need a whole nother martial melody core though. Hey. Yeah, very true. I forgot how long it takes to tear through these thoraxes. Are any of these worth anything to me? $94, huh? That's kind of weird.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Alright, let's see if we can close that distance here. Yes, you did mention that. Super excited for you. You've got so much more opportunity now. A little bit of lag there. Nice. Hopefully you'll get there pretty soon. It'll be a nice upgrade for you. This Vexor is doing everything it can to stay away from me. Where even is this thing? Oh, way down here. Nice. Okay, got that done. Okay, let's go ahead and dock here pretty quick. I gotta figure out what station we are at.
Autopilot engaged.
Now, I don't believe we have
Warp
a
drive
mining
active.
ship. Let me have a look. Nope. But we do have some civilian miners, so maybe
Docking request accepted.
maybe we can do something about that. God, we have a collection of ships, don't we? Okay, what's the next thing it wants me to do? You know what? I didn't even see it give me a mining ship. Yeah, it did not. So, I'm gonna go ahead and skip that. We'll gain the AI there. Okay, let's view the market. Alright. We got our rewards for that. Yeah, I sold both of them, remember? Oh, that's a good one to have. Okay, we'll hold on to that. Now, if I remember correctly, we should actually be Tech 7 now. So that means... Oh god, don't look at that. This would be nice. That means we can actually step up into a battle cruiser. But... but... That's why we have this battlecruiser command, and we have all those skill points sitting around. Okay. We have medium... Yeah, we have a Gnosis trainer. That is so true. It's probably better than any other battlecruiser we're gonna get our hands on. Although I did say that I wanted a Harbinger. Do we really know if, like, the Harbinger prototype is gonna be better than the Gnosis trainer? I feel like the Gnosis trainer is gonna be better. Because I think it has, like, plus 25% to weapons. Or plus 50% to weapons. How do you keep getting away with that? Newt. We got medium drones. Oh, we really need to upgrade our medium drone skills. Especially if we're going with the Gnosis. I do think it's probably a good idea. Let's see here. Gina, we can't do anything with any of that. But what are we thinking? 50% drone damage and 25% medium turret damage. That is pretty nice. Yeah, I can't fly the Praxis, but the Gnosis would be really good. 3 drone bays, 4 high slots. Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably what we do.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking.
We're kinda gonna veer off lasers for a little bit, but we're still gonna be using lasers with the Gnosis Trainer. And we're gonna stay with the laser drones, just to be
Warp
fun.
drive active.
Also, funny enough, the laser drones are actually small autocannons that are doing EM damage. Funny enough, I actually need, yeah, really good resistance on the Gnosis. We can have some really
Warp
good
drive
tank.
active.
I actually need to probably get some medium drones. Although I don't know why they say autocannons. Oh, did we try to buff
Warp
the
drive active.
drones that much? Yeah, I don't think we really need anything else. Let's go ahead and do that.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make a trip to Gina. I'm gonna keep the Mauler as is. And I think we're gonna go ahead and buy some things in Gina.
Warp drive active.
Because everything should be reasonably priced for us if we move up into the Gnosis Trainer. I guess the main question is, do we want to go ranged DPS or do we want to go, mostly close range and keep doing what we're doing right now?
Warp drive active.
Because our low slots would all be the same as well on the Gnosis Trainer, I believe. Yeah, paying 12 million.
Docking request accepted.
Oh no, not sure if you'll keep or sell. And we are absolutely going to sell those. And we can't sell any of those. Oh no. Well, if you hold on to them, usually the price creeps back up after the event. Alright, let's go ahead and move up into the Gnosis Trader. This is going to be a nice little increase over our Mauler. The Mauler is going to have kind of similar tank as what our Gnosis is going to have at a base value. See, about 22,000. We're actually going to be kind of focusing on that the armor values here. Yeah, I can't wait for the integrated Mambas. They're going to be so good. Now, we're going to focus on the armor, because we're going to have some pretty good armor resist, especially compared to the Mauler. Let's see what those are at. So we're at, what, 33% across the board without any modules? And then this one has... that is pretty good resistance on here, though. We'll see what we end up with, but 49 up to 68. Alright. So I think it's time we go to Gina. And just on the off chance... Just gonna run that for now. You can see how terrible that capacitor is on here.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking.
Actually. Yep, we are good to
Autopilot
go.
engaged.
Look at this. Triple cyan just undocked.
Warp drive active.
Gnosis is a pretty cool looking ship. It's got some very nice bonuses. So we're gonna have drone damage, drone EHP, and turret damage. Or missile damage, but we're going for turrets with lasers.
Warp drive active.
Have you guys seen level 8 at 225 billion? For Corp-Tech? That is just insane amount of money.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, so true. So true. Gosh, I really do enjoy, like, the lighting that comes off of the Gnosis. This will be a nice ship to have until we hit our Omega. I really did want to go into the what you call it? God, I can't remember the name of it. The Harbinger?
Warp drive active.
But I just don't think it's the most efficient ship. Because we don't get, bonuses. All we would get is laser range and a command burst. I just don't think that's worth it. We're gonna have the same low slots, the same mid slots,
Warp
same
drive
rigs,
active.
and we're gonna have the same DPS, if not better, with those 6 high slots and the drone slots. I just think it's gonna be a lot better than Gnosis.
Warp drive active.
I wonder what Corp-Tech 9 will cost. Or Corp-Tech 10. If 9 is 225, or 8 is 225, 9 is probably like 400.
Warp drive active.
10 would probably be about $1 billion, or $1 trillion. I don't even know what you would put under those.
Warp drive active.
We need battle cruiser engineering. Probably should have thought about that a little bit better. Battlecruiser engineering would help us a lot on this ship.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, you're not kidding that it's literally gonna cost as much as, like, a Hades. It's crazy.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Oh, boy. This travel to Gina is killing me.
Warp drive active.
And then we gotta make all those jumps back once we get fitted. I'm fairly certain I'm gonna need double Nosferatu on this ship.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Gosh, this thing doesn't even get a, nanocore. I didn't even realize that.
Warp drive active.
The box that we get for the returnee sign-in, or not sign-in, but,
Destiny
this.
docking request accepted.
It'll go on a normal Harbinger and a Harbinger prototype. Only 16% laser damage, though. Ooh, I do have two of these Bourget medium armor wraps. I wonder if it'll be good to use those. Okay, what are we thinking on this? Do we want to use this for a succubus? Or do we want to use it for a crueler? Because the succubus gets afterburner skills, so I don't think we really need it. But on the crueler is really slow. So it could be a nice thing to have to move between targets. Because we have both available to us. We just don't get any bonuses right now because we're not Omega. This does get shield amount and laser damage though. So if we don't need this, although immunity to stasis webs is so good. Only while it's active though. That's such a hard choice. If you guys think Succubus is the best one to go for on that, then maybe that's what we do. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and analyze that. Nice, we got afterburner capacitor. Alright, you guys want it on the Succubus, so we're gonna put it on the Succubus. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna jump on the Succubus real quick. We get no bonuses, remember that. And what do we think? We want to go laser damage or shield amount? Because I don't think we'll need the micro eject right now. Unless we want to gold banana core and then get micro eject. Shield amount would be nice. Give us a lot more tank. Especially if we plan to do small Sancha. Damage would be helpful for small Sancha, but not necessary. I don't think. Yeah, give us more tank, you think? The red beady eyes absolutely have to be there. I don't even know what this is. Oh, I see it. Couple little red markings all over. Every other color looks just wrong on the shell. We thinking red and black? Or do we want to go red and white? What are you thinking? Kinda like the black though. Makes all the lights kind of pop. Purple and yellow. Kind of feeling the black on black. Okay. Back to the Gnosis. And we're gonna have so many notifications. Alright, so we need some lasers. Yep, these are the short range ones. Ooh, True Sancha is only 5 million. What are they, 39 versus 40.6? Gonna have to do that, aren't I? Okay. I need some medium drones. We can go Mark 7s. 2.5 million each. Either that or we go up to, like, Navy. No, that's too much. Yeah, I can get a couple of these. And a web of fire. I need something a little bit better than what I've got. Are these all gonna be 13.6? Yes. We'll go with the cheapest one. Cowboy Navy. Let's see, low slots. We really do need to have 2 of these. What's the repair difference here? 391 versus 432? Pretty good. I think I'm just gonna get 2 of those. I'm gonna get one of those because I cannot skimp on defense. And then we're gonna look for... Okay, I need to see how much damage I'm getting out of the high slots versus the drones. Okay, so we're getting a lot less out of the drones than I thought we would. Still a really good amount. 121 is nothing to scoff at, but I don't think it's worth increasing the drone DPS. We can kind of just leave them as is. 16 minutes? That's pretty much where we were at last time. Can we even fit a salvage drone on this thing? Ah! That's too bad. So here's a question. Will we get more DPS out of having one damage boost for each system, or will we get more out of just doing the lasers? Wait, can I use C-types now? Did I forget that I could use these? Weren't these locked before? Shoot, if I can use C-types now. But wasn't it locked on my, Yeah. That C-type is locked. Can I just use a C-type damage module now? That would be a lifesaver. What else can I use? C-type. I can use C-type of those. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna buy a C-type because they're gonna be significantly cheaper than anything else on the market. Yeah, this is very nice that we can have C-types now. Almost 500 DPS already. Okay, let's get the capacitor stuff first before we do anything with the combat side. I'd like to fit it with some, like, decent things, but this is just way too expensive. 14 minutes isn't bad. Cap stable like that. And one more should bring us very stable. Alright, I'll take that. Right, so we have the option here to continue boosting our lasers or our drones. I'm thinking I would want, like, maybe 2 activation time and a capacitor need on the lasers. Or we can do like 1 drone DPS, 1 and 2 laser DPS. Or activation time. Or 1 damage, 1 activation time, and 1 drone activation. At the very least, we know we're going to get 1 laser activation time right now. Ooh, those are expensive. Honestly, I don't mind wasting the ISK here. Because we need to do a little bit of testing. That's a little bit more expensive than I would have liked, but that is okay. So we know we want the... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh well. It was just a test to see. Yeah, that's not really worth having. 9%? But maybe it is once I put the first iterators in. $581. Now, if I go for the drone speed, I will have 594, which isn't bad. We still gained 14 DPS, and we're still very... we're not very cap stable like that. If I go... 609 is a lot better. And we're still okay. It's not like we're constantly going to be using that second armor rep. Yeah, I think this is gonna work out for what I need. I would like more tank. I would like more tank. But is the extra tank that I'm gonna get going to be worth more than just having the repairs? We're at 25 with 50 across the board. Whereas our... Well, I don't have it anymore. Okay. We were at like 53% on EM resistance, right? On the Mauler. I think we should be fine as is. We're not going up against anything like crazy. And we've got a lot better DPS now. We're gonna be a bit slower though. Alright, while we're here, we have 170 something million. Let me go ahead and fit the little bug here. Only 3 of them on the market. 28, 28.13, 28.95. Just gonna buy all 3 of these. Out of sheer curiosity. Okay, not awful. Nah, I need a reactive, don't I? This is the one thing that we're always gonna spend money on, is the C-type small afterburner. Very expensive module, but it is worth it. I don't even know that I actually need the reactive if I'm running Sancha, but we're going to anyway. Give us the best chance against a a ship here. Okay, so I need a medium Nosferatu, I think. A web and a scram, right? Although, can I use... I don't think I can. Yeah, I cannot use fields right now. They need Omega. So if I just go like medium Nosferatu, Web of Fire, and Scram, that should be fine. Let me get the web and the scram first. Actually, scram won't help me, will it? In Sancha. I think they're all running afterburners, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I kind of have to settle for that True Sancha Web of Fire, don't I? 30 million, 29 million. What about like a capacitor transmitter, not transmitter? Yes. I don't think there's like any of these on the market. Yep. There's one of those for 258 million. Is that worth having? Or would we rather have a better, like a group shield booster? 150 startup. Versus 100, but we get 36 shield. Honestly, that's probably better if I can get my hands on one. Okay, so I need a power grid. That's gonna eat a little bit there. But that's gonna give me just enough to use that medium Nosferatu. Well, I can try to go up a little bit. Not that high. Not there. I can do that. And that leaves me with 5 power grid. Okay, what do we do with 5 power grid? We can't use the shield field module. We are gonna have plenty of capacitor recharge. So I'm thinking just small group shield booster. I can't really think of anything else I would want in a mid slot. Because I can't use the shield field module. A scram would be nice, but it's not helpful in Sansha. I believe I can just use the Mark 9 now. I don't think they're limited anymore. Yeah, that's what I thought. Snoopy, I need a test. I need to see if this thing could run small Fansha. Is it even remotely kind of close to what you had on your Navy destroyer or whatever it was? That you tested with? Snoopy may be asleep. That is okay. I think I do a warp scram resistance and maybe a flight velocity. Those are gonna be very expensive, though. Two warp jam strength. I don't think that's gonna save me. I think what's gonna save me is just being fast. That puts me at 558, and that puts me at 612. Then I should be able to do, like, full DPS in these raids. Goodness, we went through a lot of money today so far. But we are setting up for doing things. Do I really need the reactive? If I'm gonna be doing Sancha, instead of doing the 3 DPS, I should be doing a electromagnetic resistance. Because they use lasers, and it will be very beneficial to have extra resistance to that. That's a lot better. you hope these late night streams become a thing? I don't know. Yeah, I can really only do these on days where I don't work, but usually those days are also when I have an update to cover on Wednesday, or like on Saturday I would be doing my Dormant Realm carries, unless I just move the DR1 stuff to Sunday. And we're still 2 hours from the next Sancha spawn. Right, Jenner, I need your suggestion here. Do I keep the yellow Hardener? Do I go for a red Hardener? Or do I go for a DPS mod for doing small Sancha? Or do I go for like a tracking computer? I think a yellow would probably save me from higher damage coming in, and it would put me at... uh, it would put me at better thermal and EM. Than what I would get out of a red, I think. I'm not exactly sure on that. Alright, so we're going to use the rest of our ISK for some fuel. Oh, that's only 9 million? That's perfect. Kinda need to buy more, though. Okay. That takes care of that. We got a bunch of stuff I can't use here. I don't think. Yep, nothing I can use there. I'm gonna go see if there's any of those small Sanchas sitting around, like 5 jumps away. But I don't know, is it still showing? What system was it, Jin? Oh, it was, Osalula. I think that was up here, right? Where is that? It's probably all despawned, but I just want to check. Alright, we're gonna try this instead. Wow, that's a little bit of a weird location there.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking. Warp drive active.
That puts us at pretty good resistance. Maybe we'll be okay. Oh. What happened? There we go. I don't know how long that was dark for. I don't think it was dark that long.
Warp drive active.
Even though we're not getting, like, any of the ship bonuses, maybe we'll get just a little bit of something. Yeah, you need to wait.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Oh, it does have it? That's nice. How many points do you need? The 600,000 or whatever? Oh, nice.
Warp drive active.
I mean, we pretty much just activate everything.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Yeah, we're pretty much just like eating the succubus right now if we do see a Sancho anomaly. We do have enough to cover it very nicely, so I don't mind. Oh, we do.
Destination reached.
I don't see any smalls here, though. There's some mediums and larges.
Autopilot engaged. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Make sure I turn on my reactive hardener. I'm sure we'll find out that we don't actually need the reactive. The showdown is still here, Jenner. Look at that.
Autopilot engaged. Warp drive active.
There is no Sancha mediums. Or no Sancha smalls here. A lot of medium, though. If I can get a Sancha small, that would be nice. But I have a feeling they are all taken. Oh, there's a small. And it's a recon fleet. Nice.
Warp drive active.
We actually get to test it.
Warp drive active.
We're being warp scrambled.
Wow, that is a lot worse than I thought it would be. Jeez.
Armor damage.
Yeah, well, that is definitely needing a succubus. Wow. Yeah, a lot worse than I thought it would be. Jeez. Okay. No
Autopilot
problem.
engaged. Warp drive active. Autopilot engaged.
Okay, so we know we are definitely not ready for that. Even with what I thought
Warp
was a
drive active.
decent setup for having no bonuses. Actually, it's probably just easier to do this. Where am I at? Actually, where is that gonna put me? Never mind.
Autopilot engaged. Warp drive active.
That did not go well. I don't even think I withstood anything, for that matter. Yeah, I mean, I took
Warp
7,000
drive
damage, which is pretty much the raw amount of health. The full EHP that I had. We were not able to shield boost through it. That's gonna be tricky. That is definitely gonna be tricky.
Warp drive active.
There was like a small chance that maybe I could have pulled range. But honestly, I doubt it. That needs a lot more than what I could give it.
Warp drive active.
What all did I drop? A pulse laser, and that's it. A single pulse laser. I am not angry there. That means I'll get everything back. Except for one pulse laser.
Warp drive active.
And I'm glad I did not try this with the destroyer, because I don't think that would have made a difference anyway.
Warp drive active.
You know, I honestly expected to live a lot longer than that. But just immediately warping in and dying kinda sucked.
Warp drive active.
But that is why Santia is sort of an endgame content, and trying to get into it early with an alpha is really hard. And you saw why. Santia does not mess around.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Desk docking request accepted.
Okay, so this will be a good time to show you how to get your ship back after it gets blown up. When it gets blown up like that, it will come to your combat log, it'll tell you everything you dropped. The green items are the items that dropped. Everything in gray you will still have. And so long as you have the insurance points to refund everything, you'll see the non-compensable items and everything else that was covered. There you go. And now, I can just look in my ship hangar, and there she is. It is back. And if you're wondering how the rest of that works, you can see I've got my True Sancha reactive thing there. I've got my field booster. I still have my afterburner. Luckily, that was probably the most expensive part of any of that. And I still have 2 of my lasers. Do not forget our rigs. And there we go, we have everything back. Just as it was. Alright, let's jump back into the Gnosis. Of course, we're not anywhere near prepared for that level of content. Alright, I need to drag this thing all the way back out to Kortler, because that is where we will have the best time.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking. Autopilot engaged. Warp drive active.
And there you go, you can see we finally got that combat log coming through about the death. Not that bad.
Warp drive active.
But we will continue grinding like we normally do. With the Gnosis, we should be quite a bit faster to do everything. So that is going to be really nice.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Okay, there we go. That's a reasonable setup for me. I think we should do at least a couple of
Warp drive
anomalies,
active.
or at least one bounty tick worth, with this ship, and see where we're sitting for income.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
So as you can see, not everything I do works out, and that's why I do a lot of my testing and stuff beforehand. I'm usually way over-tanked at the beginning.
Warp drive active.
So I can show off, like, the best possible
drive
scenario.
active.
But it does happen every once in a while where I just don't have clearly the right fit to survive. And that's what happens. And while it does suck to lose a ship, so long as you have insurance points, it's fine. It's not like
Warp
you're
drive
losing
active.
your entire livelihood. And it's definitely not the end of the world. You just get in another ship, and you keep going. The number one rule of Eve and Eve Echoes is that you should not fly what you cannot afford to replace. You are going to die, things are going to happen, and as long as you're in a position where you can replace what you lose, the game can keep going normally, and you won't ever have to actually worry about it. But if you start flying
Warp
ships
drive active.
that you can't afford to lose, well, you're going to start having a lot worse day.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
I am really
Warp drive
excited to
active.
test out this Gnosis and see how much better it is than the Mauler we were flying. I will one day get my revenge on Sancha. Now I have a reason to start really preparing for it.
Warp drive active. Destination docking request accepted.
Alright. Let's do a few, like, a bounty tick or two. See where we're at. Oh, only 3 missions, huh? Alright.
Undocking.
Let's see how quickly and how well we do with the Gnosis.
Warp drive active.
I do find it funny that the image of the Gnosis is just the, Executioner frigate.
We're under attack.
Yeah, now we got some pretty good DPS going. Having those medium drones just kinda going at it, kinda nice. Like I said, it's not a whole lot of DPS, 121 that we're getting from the drones. Maybe like 150 once we're skilled into whatever our alpha can actually skill into.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
So I couldn't really tell you, like, a whole lot about the upgrades that we've done here between this ship and our Mauler, but we have a slightly longer range weapon fire. We have 13.6 instead of 13 kilometers. We do have C-type heat sinks now, which means we're getting more damage for just having them. And it's all looking pretty good. We have some medium drones instead of the small drone that we had on the Mauler as well. And I think we're using the same lasers, but it might be a little bit better lasers too. The major difference between these two ships is the amount of survivability. Having that resistance across the board is really nice. Rather than having, like, one really high resistance and a few really low resistances, we don't really have to worry about what we're up against.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
Yeah, a little bit of a struggle on this wave. But we get that double armor rep going, and we are pretty well off. Actually, we're kind of struggling with the damage coming in. And there's no battle cruiser here, so... What to think about that? We're definitely killing things a bit faster, but it does feel like our survivability is a little worse. I think maybe I would consider... Maybe I would consider dropping one of the damage modules for some extra survivability.
Warp drive active.
I don't know.
We're under attack.
Yeah, I think we're missing the... Well, we're missing the battlecruiser defense, of course. But we're also missing, like, the extra healing we would have got from the Mauler. Where's that Mauler at? There it is. No, there is no extra healing, it's just the armor resistance. Alright, let's just keep going, see what we're feeling like. Yeah, this ship is definitely more powerful, but I think we might have to do a couple of adjustments.
We're under attack.
One thing I would like to do is probably put on the armor repair amount bonus for my rigs. I'll probably drop one of my DPS rigs for that survivability. That would definitely help, having that little bit better healing. I will definitely say we have had to use our second armorette quite a bit.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. Okay, I just need to not try to split my modules at all. We're definitely surviving okay, but I would like it to be a little better.
And off we go to chase this guy. I have not seen a bounty tick yet today. So we were doing 1.2, 1.3 million per bounty tick. This should be a little better.
Warp drive active.
So this should give me 540,000 for this next mission.
We're under attack. And as soon as we see this next bounty tick come through, I will likely, yep, there it goes. Alright, so that is our new bounty tick, 2.7 million. Compared to the 1.2 and 1.3 we were getting previously. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
See if we can go back a little ways and see if that number is accurate. Yeah, so 2.4, 2.2, 2.1, 2, 1.8, 2.3, 1.5, 1.42. So we were like low 2s previously, now we're at 2.7. Doesn't really seem like a huge difference. But it is an increase in income. Yeah, I think getting this ship was a good choice.
Enemy ships detected.
Though I do really want to see what we can do with the
We're
Harbinger.
under attack. We're under
Because
attack.
it's got that extra 25% range, I wonder if we can get some good work out of the Harbinger. We may just be able to do like a long range fit on the Harbinger prototype. And maybe try to DPS that way.
We're being warp scrambled.
So that'll probably be the next ship I pick up. And we see what we can do with it. I do have that implant as well, so I wonder if we can just use that, because I'll have that. I'll have that Will of Steel Harbinger Nanocore that we can do things with. The Gnosis Trainer kind of gets our foot in the door of battle cruisers and gets us moving a little bit better into them. But something like a Harbinger prototype, depending if the long range fit is actually good, we could end up seeing quite a bit better bounty ticks, because we're not having to chase things around. Alright, let us go ahead and dock.
Autopilot engaged.
I would consider that a successful run. We never really had enough pressure to break our capacitor in our tank.
Warp drive
Although if we were only running one armor repairer, we definitely would struggle. Things that we can do to fix that is we could drop the DPS module for some extra armor resistance.
Destination
We could
docking
also
request
drop
accepted.
one of our DPS burst aerators here, the rig, for maybe some healing amount. But for now, that is it for me. I just wanted to get back into the laser character and get him up and running on some new stuff up until we will get our Omega. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next one. Take care and be safe.